Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing great today. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard someone say, "You are supposed to be here," and another person say, "You were meant to be here," and wondered what the real difference is? Both expressions sound similar, but they create different meanings and emotions. Many English learners use them interchangeably, but native speakers often choose one carefully depending on the situation. Today we are going to explore two very common English expressions, supposed to, and meant to. By the end of this lecture, you will clearly understand their meanings, their grammar, their emotional tone, and the situations where each expression sounds natural. We will also look at examples, common mistakes, comparisons, and practical tips to help you sound more fluent and confident in English conversations. So let's begin. First, let us understand the expression, supposed to. The phrase, supposed to, is usually used when we talk about obligation, expectation, rules, duties, schedules, or something that should happen according to a plan. It often carries the idea that something is expected by another person, by society, or by a situation. For example, if your teacher says, "You are supposed to submit your homework tomorrow," it means there is an expectation or rule that you must follow. The structure is very simple. Subject plus be verb plus supposed to plus base verb. For example, I am supposed to study. She is supposed to call me. They were supposed to arrive early. Now let us look deeper into the different uses of supposed to. The first use is obligation or duty. When you want to talk about something a person should do because it is expected, you use supposed to. For example, students are supposed to wear uniforms. Employees are supposed to arrive on time. Children are supposed to respect their parents. In these examples, there is a social expectation or rule. The second use is scheduled events or plans. Sometimes, supposed to is used for plans or arrangements. For example, the train is supposed to leave at 8 p.m. The meeting is supposed to start soon. The movie was supposed to begin an hour ago. Here, the phrase talks about what was planned or expected. The third use is when expectations are not fulfilled. This is one of the most common uses in spoken English. For example, you were supposed to call me. They were supposed to help us. I was supposed to finish the project yesterday. These sentences often express disappointment or frustration because something did not happen as expected. Now let us move to the expression, meant to. Meant to is different because it often talks about purpose, destiny, intention, or suitability. It sounds more emotional and personal compared to supposed to. The structure is also easy. Subject plus be verb plus meant to plus base verb. For example, this tool is meant to cut paper. We were meant to meet. The speech was meant to inspire people. Now let us understand the different meanings of meant to. The first meaning is purpose or function. When something is designed for a particular purpose, we use meant to. For example, this phone is meant to make communication easier. These shoes are meant to protect your feet. This app is meant to help students learn English. In these examples, meant to explains the intended purpose. The second meaning is intention. Sometimes it means someone intended to do something. For example, I meant to call you yesterday. She meant to apologize. They meant to invite everyone. Here, the speaker wanted or intended to do something, but perhaps forgot or failed. The third meaning is destiny or natural connection. This is the emotional and powerful use of meant to. For example, we were meant to be friends. They were meant for each other. Maybe this opportunity was meant to happen. In these examples, meant to gives a feeling of fate, destiny, or deep connection. Now let us compare supposed to and meant to directly, because this is where many learners become confused. Imagine this sentence. You are supposed to be here. This means there is an expectation or requirement that you should be here. Now compare it with you were meant to be here. This sounds emotional and philosophical. It suggests destiny or fate brought you here. One expression talks about expectation. The other talks about purpose or destiny. Let us look at another comparison. I was supposed to become a doctor. This means people expected me to become a doctor, or it was the plan. I was meant to become a doctor. This means becoming a doctor feels like my true purpose or destiny. Can you feel the emotional difference? That is the beauty of English expressions. Now let us discuss tone. Supposed to sounds practical, formal, and rule-based. Meant to sounds emotional, thoughtful, and personal. When you say, you are supposed to finish your work, it sounds like an instruction. When you say, you are meant to do great things, it sounds inspirational. Now let us explore grammar in more detail. Supposed to can be used in present, past, and future forms. Present. I am supposed to attend the meeting. Past. We were supposed to travel last week. Future. You are supposed to receive the package tomorrow. Now with meant to. Present. This book is meant to educate readers. Past. I meant to text you earlier. Future. This program is meant to improve over time. Now let us discuss pronunciation, because many learners make mistakes here. Native speakers often pronounce supposed to very quickly. Instead of saying supposed to, they often say supposed to. For example, you're supposed to be here, but in writing, always use the correct form, supposed to. Similarly, meant to is often pronounced quickly as mena. For example, I mena call you. Again, this is only spoken pronunciation, not written English. Now let us explore common mistakes. Mistake number 1. Incorrect. I am supposed to go. Correct. I am supposed to go. Remember that supposed needs the d at the end. Mistake number 2. Incorrect. I meant calling you. Correct. I meant to call you. After meant, we use to plus base verb. Mistake number 3. Incorrect. This knife is supposed to cut vegetables. This sentence is not completely wrong, but meant to sounds more natural because we are talking about purpose. Better. This knife is meant to cut vegetables. Now let us move to detailed examples. First, 5 examples of supposed to. Example 1. You are supposed to wear a helmet while riding a bike. This sentence expresses a rule or safety expectation. Example 2. I was supposed to meet my friend yesterday, but he canceled the plan. This sentence shows an unfulfilled expectation. Example 3. Students are supposed to submit their assignments before Friday. This sentence talks about obligation. Example 4. The bus was supposed to arrive at 9 p.m., but it came late. This sentence refers to a schedule or plan. Example 5. Am I supposed to bring anything to the party? This sentence asks about expectations. Now 5 examples of meant to. Example 1. This machine is meant to save time and energy. This sentence explains purpose. Example 2. I meant to reply to your message, but I got busy. This sentence expresses intention. Example 3. Maybe we were meant to meet each other. This sentence talks about destiny or fate. Example 4. These instructions are meant to help beginners. This sentence explains intended use. Example 5. Her speech was meant to motivate the audience. This sentence expresses purpose and intention. Now let us go deeper into emotional meaning, because this is where advanced English learners become more fluent. Imagine two sentences. You were supposed to help me. You were meant to help me. The first sentence sounds angry or disappointed because someone failed to meet an expectation. The second sentence sounds emotional and dramatic, almost as if destiny intended the person to help. Another comparison. I was supposed to take that job. I was meant to take that job. The first sentence talks about expectation or planning. The second sentence suggests the job was the right destiny or purpose. English is not only about grammar. It is also about emotion and tone. Now let us talk about everyday conversations. In daily life, supposed to is more common because people constantly talk about responsibilities and expectations. For example, what am I supposed to do now? Are we supposed to wait here? You're not supposed to park here. These are extremely common in spoken English. Meant to appears more in emotional conversations, motivational speeches, movies, songs, and inspirational language. For example, everything happens for a reason. Maybe this was meant to happen. You are meant for greatness. These sentences create emotional impact. Now let us look at negative forms. Negative form of supposed to. You are not supposed to smoke here. We were not supposed to tell anyone. He is not supposed to enter this room. This means something is prohibited or not expected. Negative form of meant to. I was not meant to hurt you. This joke was not meant to offend anyone. The message was not meant for children. This means there was no intention or purpose. Notice the difference carefully. Not supposed to often means against rules. Not meant to often means not intended. Now let us discuss questions. Questions with supposed to. What am I supposed to do? Who is supposed to lead the team? Are we supposed to wait outside? These questions ask about duties or expectations. Questions with meant to. What was this tool meant to do? Did you mean to say that? Were we meant to meet again? These questions ask about purpose, intention, or destiny. Now let us imagine real-life situations. Situation 1. At school. Teacher says, you are supposed to complete your homework tonight. This is an expectation or instruction. Situation 2. In a movie scene. Character says, I think we were meant to find each other. This is emotional and romantic. Situation 3. At work. Manager says, employees are supposed to follow company rules. This sounds professional and official. Situation 4. A motivational speech. Speaker says, you are meant to achieve great things. This sounds inspiring. Now let us compare these expressions with similar phrases. Supposed to is similar to should, expected to, required to. For example, you are supposed to wear formal clothes. You are expected to wear formal clothes. Very similar meaning. Meant to is similar to, intended to, designed to, destined to. For example, this app is meant to help students. This app is designed to help students. Now let us talk about advanced understanding. Native speakers sometimes use supposed to sarcastically. For example, yeah, this is supposed to be the best restaurant in town. The speaker may actually be criticizing the restaurant. Similarly, meant to can sound philosophical. For example, maybe losing that job was meant to teach me something. This creates deep emotional meaning. Now let us practice a comparison exercise. Listen carefully. Sentence 1. The medicine is supposed to reduce pain. This means doctors expect it to work. Sentence 2. The medicine is meant to reduce pain. This means reducing pain is its intended purpose. The meanings are close, but the focus changes slightly. Another example. You were supposed to arrive early. You were meant to arrive early. The first sounds like a complaint. The second sounds unusual and emotional, almost like destiny. Now let us discuss common contexts. Supposed to is common in schools, offices, rules, schedules, responsibilities, instructions. Meant to is common in love stories, motivational speeches, philosophical discussions, product descriptions, intentions, purpose. Understanding context helps you choose the right phrase naturally. Now let us create a short dialogue. Friend 1. Where were you? You were supposed to come at 5 p.m. Friend 2. I know. I meant to come earlier, but my car broke down. Notice how both expressions appear together naturally. Supposed to talks about expectation. Meant to talks about intention. This combination is very common in English conversations. Now let us explore another interesting point. Meant for is also very common. For example, this gift is meant for you. These seats are meant for children. Success is meant for everyone who works hard. Here, meant for shows suitability or intended receiver. Now let us discuss pronunciation stress. In spoken English, native speakers stress important words. For example, you were supposed to call me. This stresses expectation and disappointment. You were meant to do this. This stresses destiny or purpose. Voice tone changes meaning strongly. If you are creating content for voiceover, emotional tone matters greatly. Now let us explore emotional storytelling with these expressions. Imagine someone says, I was supposed to become an engineer because my family expected it. But deep inside, I knew I was meant to become a writer. This sentence beautifully contrasts social expectation with personal destiny. That is why these two expressions are powerful in English storytelling. Now let us practice more examples in different situations. Family context. You are supposed to help your younger brother with homework. Romantic context. I think we were meant to meet. Professional context. Employees are supposed to follow safety guidelines. Inspirational context. You are meant to shine in life. Travel context. The flight was supposed to land at noon. Technology context. This software is meant to improve productivity. Notice how naturally the phrases fit different situations. Now let us talk about learning strategy. How can you master these expressions? First, focus on meaning. Ask yourself, am I talking about expectation? Or am I talking about purpose or destiny? If it is expectation, choose supposed to. If it is purpose, intention, or destiny, choose meant to. Second, listen to movies and conversations. You will hear, you're supposed to do this. I didn't mean to hurt you. We were meant to be together. Third, practice speaking aloud. Repeating sentences helps build fluency and confidence. Now let us examine another subtle difference. Suppose a mother says, you are supposed to clean your room. This sounds like a responsibility. Now imagine a life coach says, you are meant to do something extraordinary. This sounds emotional and motivational. One expression controls behavior. The other inspires identity. Now let us explore mistakes learners make with emotional meaning. Sometimes learners say, we were supposed to be together. This means the relationship was expected or planned. But if you say, we were meant to be together, this sounds romantic and emotional. A small word choice can completely change the feeling of a sentence. Now let us look at another set of examples. Supposed to. The students are supposed to remain quiet during the exam. I was supposed to send the email yesterday. You are supposed to stop at a red light. The package is supposed to arrive tomorrow. They were supposed to invite us. Meant to. This lesson is meant to improve your grammar. I meant to wake up early today. Perhaps this challenge was meant to make you stronger. These chairs are meant for guests. The movie was meant to entertain audiences. Now let us discuss why English learners confuse these expressions. The reason is simple. Both expressions often involve expectations about actions. But the emotional focus is different. Supposed to focuses on external expectations. Meant to focuses on internal purpose or intention. External versus internal. That is the key difference. Now let us imagine a motivational speech. You are not just supposed to survive. You are meant to live with purpose. You are not supposed to hide your talents. You are meant to share them with the world. Can you hear the emotional power of meant to? Now let us explore another practical difference. When apologizing, native speakers often use didn't mean to. For example, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. She didn't mean to sound rude. We didn't mean to interrupt. This expression is extremely common because it talks about intention. People rarely use supposed to in apologies unless discussing expectations. For example, I was supposed to help you, but I forgot. This explains failure to meet expectation. Now let us do a quick comparison table in spoken form. Supposed to equals expectation, duty, rule, or schedule. Meant to equals intention, purpose, suitability, or destiny. Supposed to sounds practical. Meant to sounds emotional. Supposed to often talks about what should happen. Meant to often talks about why something exists or happens. Now let us discuss advanced sentence patterns. Pattern 1 was supposed to have plus past participle. Example: she was supposed to have finished the report already. This structure talks about an expected completed action. Pattern 2 meant to be plus adjective or noun. Example: this book is meant to be inspiring. He was meant to be a leader. These sound very natural and advanced. Now let us create a mini story. A young man was supposed to work in his father's business. Everyone expected him to continue the family tradition. But deep inside, he felt he was meant to become a musician. One day, he finally followed his passion. Years later, he became successful and realized that some people are supposed to follow rules, but others are meant to follow dreams. This story beautifully shows the contrast between the two expressions. Now let us do final revision. Use supposed to when talking about rules, responsibilities, expectations, schedules, plans. Use meant to when talking about purpose, intention, design, suitability, destiny. Before we finish, let us hear the 10 key examples once more. Supposed to examples. You are supposed to arrive on time. Students are supposed to wear uniforms. I was supposed to call you yesterday. The train is supposed to leave at 6 p.m. Are we supposed to wait here? Meant to examples. I meant to text you earlier. This machine is meant to save energy. We were meant to meet. The speech was meant to inspire people. These instructions are meant for beginners. Now here is the most important lesson. English fluency is not only about vocabulary. It is about choosing the right expression for the right emotion and situation. When you understand the feeling behind words, your English becomes more natural, more powerful, and more expressive. So the next time you speak English, ask yourself, am I talking about expectation? Or am I talking about purpose? That single question will help you decide whether to use supposed to or meant to. Thank you so much for watching and learning with me today. I hope this lecture helped you understand these two important English expressions more clearly. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep improving your English every single day. See you in the next lecture with another exciting English topic. Goodbye and take care.